This is a video over some fundamental footwork, or you could say exercise routines to help to improve leg strength and we'll say spatial awareness and of course our mobility. So these pieces come from Chang Shi Taijiquan, the footwork pieces. We're using them for day-to-day mobility. If you're watching this video, there's several other videos like this, a couple of dozen of them that are on a playlist on my page that says Tai Chi for functional fitness. So all of this is basically that. It's learning to use Tai Chi and Qigong to help to strengthen the body with an awareness about our day-to-day activities. And so this is one of two programs that I have in Tai Chi. The other one is utilizing Tai Chi for its application. Tai Chi is actually a martial art. Over the last, I guess, 100 years, it's been more and more looked at as a holistic health aid. And it's great, but there's really this balance. And if you're young enough, it's great to learn it and see how it works for application. If you're coming to it and you're already older, at least understand the intention of the movement, and it'll make it make more sense, quicker, if that makes sense. So anyway, I don't want to talk too much, but there's 5 little routines we're going to do, and I'm going to do one of them of each. And so you can sit in front of your laptop or your smart TV in your living room and watch them. And then you can always just fast forward through this discussion part and just practice the routines. You get them good enough, then you won't need to watch the video anymore, and look through the next one that I have over another subject. So some of the issues, the reason why as people get older, their mobility becomes in question, is a lot of that has to do with their body's structure, right? How strong the core is, or the legs, or how well can they hold their posture, right? So the structure is like a bridge, right? It's designed in such a way that it can have load put on it, cars or big trucks driving across it. Well, our bodies are similar, right? If it's strong enough, the structure of the body should be able to take resistance against it. That's what we're talking about when we're talking about that. And then, of course, the posture. So 2 or 3 things that I'm going to just discuss real quickly, and that'll help to make it make more sense why I feel these exercises are important. A lot of people, whether they're younger or they're older, it's irrelevant. They say they're doing something in their kitchen and they want something over here. They'll reach out to get it. Well, if your muscles are strong enough within your structure, you should be able to maintain that stability to do that. If you're older, you may have a little bit more of a hard time with that, or you may lose your mobility altogether, or stability and fall. We don't want that. So we want to make sure that when we're reaching for something, that we turn in the direction that we need to reach, right? I want that foot facing that direction. It doesn't matter if this foot's forward and you're doing something and you want to reach over here for something. The same thing. It's very easy to fall into that void, right? So if I want something over here, I want to make sure I step to it. If there's something over here, I don't need to do this. I mean, if my body is like a crane, right? One group of muscles is pulling and one group is pushing to maintain my stability when I do something like this. Well, why don't I just turn around and reach for what I want here? It's not a detriment that I need to shift and adjust my body. If someone wanted to cause me to be in some kind of a physical altercation, I'm not going to try to fight them like that, right? I would turn around to face them, right? Or if I was here and they attacked me here, I'm not going to try to do like that. I would turn and face them. So again, it doesn't matter if you're 35 or you're 75. I need to be able to do these certain things with my body to ensure I maximize my mobility, my stability, and my generalized strength. Right? I try to do something like this versus I do it like this. I'm going to be able to use more of my muscles. I'm going to use more of my strength. it's kind of cliche almost if they use these two terms, mobility and strength. They're so generalized to explain all these different things about people, especially as they get older. Well, in reality, again, I need those things my whole life. It's just the perspective changes, okay? So what these 5 little exercises are for, they're there to help you to be aware of, again, your posture, your stability, and ensure that I'm maximizing myself, right? Whenever I want to get something, pick up something, reach for something, whatever it may be. And whether you're younger or you're older, these same drills will help you. So we're going to look at some of them, and I'm not going to put too much into a couple of these. The Tai Chi walking, I have 2 or 3 videos on my YouTube channel where we're talking about Tai Chi walking. One of the ones that I feel is the best for a person that's coming to this is I'm using one of the videos, I'm doing a short or small frame, right? I'm using a very narrow frame as I'm stepping through. I would recommend watching that one first. So again, all 5 of these, we're going to do them, and I'm just going to do a couple of each, right? Just as much as I can do in front of maybe a TV. So I'm here on the one side, and I've got my one leg forward. Doesn't matter which one I start with. And I want to step through. So I'm going to bend this back leg. The weight is here, okay? So I'm going to bend this leg so I can turn this foot out. So this is a fixed position, right? I'm going to use a fixed and a pivoting position on my foot, but there's lots of squeezing. So as I step through, I'm going to go heel toe, and then I'm going to transfer that weight into this leg by extending this knee. I'm not going to shift into the knee. I'm not going to do Tai Chi like this. It's really bad in the knee joint. If you were using it for application, you want the force to go out through this kinetic chain in your hand from that foot, not wasted into this knee. And the same thing, if you're older, you don't want, if I did like this thing, I've got to recover. This would be terrible for somebody trying to defend yourself. You got to pick this leg up. And the same thing if you're older. We want to make it about the connective tissue, the stabilizer muscles, and the big joints. I mean, the muscles. We don't want to make it everything about the joint. That's not helping us to develop muscle as well. So again, weights here. I take it off. I turn the foot 45, and I step through. And look, I'm loading. And then look, I extend this leg, but look, my knee didn't move all that much. I'm not doing like this like you see a lot of these Tai Chi practitioners do. It's very bad on the knee joint. And I'll take another one, I take the weight off, I turn 45, I step, and then I transfer the weight. I can do the same thing with a pivoting stance, but a lot of people, that's hard to start with. But say where you're like this, and this foot is turned out. The weight's back here. I'm going to transfer the weight in this leg, and I'm going to turn this foot. See? I transferred it here. I bend it. I turn the foot all the way out, not in a 45 fix. I step through, and now transfer the weight. Okay. Okay. I'm just showing you both pieces. Start with whichever one you feel comfortable with. Again, there's several videos on my YouTube channel over Tai Chi walking, and you get much more detailed examples of it. But we want to be able to do these 3 things. We either want to be able to step through, we want to be able to pick the foot up, like we're picking it up, there's something on the ground, and we needed to pick the foot up, and then we transfer the weight. We're doing it just the same way, but there's like something there, I've got to pick my foot up over. Be sure that that front foot is in front of the back foot, very important. If you've been walking with a narrow gait, we're going to try to change that. Now, look, on the ends you can turn around, but we haven't got to that part yet. If you train yourself to do the turning around, then you can add it on the ends. So now we're going to lift the knee up to our waist. If you can't do this or you don't feel stable, back off on it until you feel that you can do this part well, then you can try it. So same thing, I'm going to use a fixed position. I raise the knee, I set the heel down and then the toe, and I transfer the weight into the leg. I turn the foot out, I raise the leg up, I place it, and I transfer. Now, say I'm here, we're going to do those same three pieces but backwards, right? I'm here like this. I shift the weight to the rear, I step through, and be sure when you're stepping backwards that you don't scissor step like this. Okay? Be sure that it's my left leg, I'm stepping to the left. Okay? Here, step, I shift the weight, I pull the leg through, and now I'm going backwards, it's toe heel. So we did that set, right? And then now we're going to, as we're stepping over something, right? There's something on the floor. I pick the foot up over, toe heel. I pick the foot up, toe heel. I pick the foot up, toe heel. I pick the foot up, toe heel. Now we're going to raise that knee again. Be very stable with this. Watch how you're using your body, right? So I'm here. I'll put the weight in the right leg. I lift that knee up. I go toe, heel. The weight goes in the left leg. I pull this leg up, toe, heel. I lift this leg up, toe, heel. Toe, heel. Go to the ends. Again, you learn to turn around. The next exercise is I'm going to have my feet like this. See, like they're on the same line, my toes and the heels. And this exercise is going to do that. And our feet are either going to be pointing straight ahead, they're going to turn out, or they're going to turn in. Some kind of combination of it. Like that. Okay? So we're going to start like this, and we're going to put the weight in the left leg, and we're going to try to turn the femur, not the pelvis. Okay? Try to leave the pelvis as much as I can to the front. I turn the leg back in. I put the weight here. I turn this leg out. I turn the leg back in. If you could do a set of 3, weights here, turn out, turn back, weights here, turn out, turn back. Just try to do a set of 3. Left to right or right to left is 1. Now, we're going to turn the foot in and the foot out. Again, a set of 3. The weight's here. I turn this foot in all the way in that I can. I put the weight here as I set. I turn this leg out. And look, I'm in this position, right? Remember again, we're not shifting into our knees, but we're expanding with the muscles, right? I want to feel that contraction in the buttocks and in the legs. I want to go back the other way. I bend that knee. You notice the knee, the hip, and the shoulder are in alignment. If I'm like this, the ankle of the knee, the hip, and the shoulder are in alignment. Now, the weight's back here. I turn this foot all the way in, and look, I'm pigeon-toed. And the weight's 50-50. And now I'm going to put the weight here. I turn this leg out. And now I'm going to transfer the weight into this leg. At the same time, it makes me contract the buttock and the leg muscles. I bend again. I turn the leg in. I put the weight here. I turn the leg out. I transfer. I bend. I pull the leg in. I pull the leg out. I transfer. Okay? So that's exercise number 2. Number 3, we're going to start with our toes and heels on the same line, but we're going to step and we're going to pivot instead of doing a fixed step this time. I'm going to do it this way first so it makes sense. So my weight is evenly distributed, everything is open, and I step with this leg so that the foot is behind this foot. Now, the weight is here. I'm going to turn this foot out. Right? The weight is still here. And now as I pivot this foot to create this kind of kinetic chain that's going to go out to this hand, I want to turn this foot and transfer the weight here. Same thing. Buttock contracts, the leg muscles contract. I'm facing this position. Now, I want to go back that other way. So I bend this knee again. I turn this foot back straight. I put the weight back here. I turn this one back straight. Right, the weight's here, I step up. I'm going to do it again, right? So I put the weight in the left. I'll be sure to step behind the other foot. The weight's here. I turn this leg out. Now, I'm going to transfer the weight into this leg without trying to push into the knee, right? Turn the hip, right? And then look, I'm going to bend that back leg again. I turn this foot in. I put the weight here. I turn this foot to the front. I put the weight here, and I step up. Let's do one more set. So I'm here like this. I step behind that foot. The weight is here. I turn this leg out. And now the weight is here, and I'm going to transfer it as I turn the hip and the foot. I bend this leg. I turn this foot to the front. I turn this foot to the front. I put the weight here. I step up. So left to right is one. Ready to do a set of three. Okay. The fourth one. This one is like you're stepping across, and we're going to turn around. So there's three pieces to this. I'm here like this. The weight is 50-50. Now, I'm going to transfer the weight into this leg, but look, don't do this. Right? Don't push the femur and the pelvis out. I'm going to sit. Right? I've really got to get into this habit again. A lot of people that come to me, they're older. The psoas muscles that connect to the lumbar and go in through the legs down here. This gets so tight that it's hard for them to open up, right? You get what I'm saying? Like, you see how I open the hip and let all of this open. So it takes away the strength because they're not really relying on the muscle anymore. I mean, you are those psoas, but they're so tight, right? And at the same time, since they're so tight, I can't get that mobility I need to sink my hips to get those muscles to engage. So any little bit that I can open is great. So anyway, so we're here, weight's 50-50. I put the weight on this side. I'm going to pull this foot to me. I put the weight here, and now I'm going to step out with this leg, right? And you're here like this, and then I transfer the weight over. Now I can step up again, and then just step back out, right? So I want to go one, shift, pull, put the weight here, and step out. Shift over, shift back, pull, put the weight here, step, shift, shift back. Okay, the next exercise, I'm going to take this foot and step in front of this foot. So I step here. Now I'm going to put the weight here and push this foot out. I'll step again. 1, 2. Now, in reverse, I step, I push, I send this foot across. I put the weight here, I step, and I push. Okay, back the other way again. And, well, you know, a set of three. Go left to right, you know, like that. You know, do a couple of sets. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Now, a lot of people have a forward lean or lean backwards. And depending on how you're stepping, right, if you're already leaning to the front and you step this way, it's going to make you feel like you're casting more weight forward. The reverse of that, though, if you lean backwards and you step, it's probably going to pull you more upright. You're going to feel more stable. The reverse of, if you're leaning forward, if you lean forward with your posture and you step behind, it's probably going to pull you more upright and you're going to feel more stable. So, like that, step, step. Okay? All right, now we have stepping all the way across. So I'm going to step this foot across to this foot the width of my shoulders. I step. Now, I step out, I step out. And then again, I step out, I step out, I step out. Right. Real quickly from behind, I know this is it's probably going to end up being two videos. 1, 2, 1, 2, or 1, 2, 1, 2. Now, we're going to do both of those two pieces again, but we're going to turn around. Right? So I'm back here. I step to the front, and now look, I want to turn around. If you do stuff like this, right? Or you're here and you swing this, you're going to cast your weight. I just want to turn around. I stepped here and I need to turn back that way. I'm going to go back to that other piece of footwork. I put the weight here, I turn this foot in, I turn this one out. I'm facing this direction. All of me is going this way. I have my full strength in use and my full stability, right? I step across again, we'll do the back. So I step 1, 2, and I want to go back that way, right? So I'll put the weight on the right leg, I turn the left leg in, I turn the right leg out. I'm facing right here, right? If I do another one, right? 1, 2, I want to turn that way, 1, 2. I want to go that way, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay? The next one, right? The stepping all the way across again. I'm here like this. And look, both of my feet are kind of in this kind of crisscross position. Depending on how you do this, we can call this a forward marching stance or a stealing stance. We're going to turn to a horse stance. So look, I put the weight here, I turn the foot. I put the weight back here, and I turn it around. Again, if you lean forward, when you do the step across, it's going to be easier for you to lose your mobility, right? So just be careful. Let's see, I pivot and I turn me. If I stepped across the back, the same thing, I pivot and I turn me. If you're okay with your footwork and you've got on socks and it's something like this or ceramic tile floor or something, you should be able to do the step and pivot like that. See? Pivot. That may be hard for you in the beginning, and I don't want you to pressure yourself. As long as you can step and gradually turn around, that's great. There's no reason to be in a hurry. You don't have to sweat to do these 5 exercises. And they're more. It's about awareness, and you can. The word mindfulness is just overused, but what they're trying to get at is having this being in the moment, this conscious awareness of right now. And if you're doing that when you're working outside, you got to walk up steps or something where it may affect your stability, be focused, and they're less likely to cause instability issues, falling and things like that, or having a misstep. Focusing on these things will help to strengthen and shore up the body. Okay, now we have our last piece, and that's stepping in a square. So it's kind of similar to the other piece where we stepped and we turned like that, but we're going to do it all the way around, right? And so I'm like this, and I'm going to step. The weight's here, I turn the foot, and I turn it. Now, the weight's here, I put the weight here, I step, I turn the leg, I transfer the weight. I put the weight here, I step, the weight's here, right? I turn the leg, I turn. Now, I put the weight on the rear again, I step, I turn the leg, and I turn me to the front. I can do it in 45s too, right? Like, so I'm here like this, I can step forward, and I want to go that way, right? We talked about that a while ago. If you're like this and you reach here, it's easy to lose your instability, but if this foot's here, then turn it, right? The weight's here, turn the foot, turn, and you lessen that distance. Or step through, step, turn, grab something, right? You see it like this, right? This foot's forward and I want something there. Step, transfer the weight, right? If you think like that, step, I want something there, right? So it's like you're looking at it like this. You're stepping in a straight line, and then you're stepping at a 45, right? And then I'm stepping in a straight line, and I'm stepping at a 45. So there's much more to all of these pieces, but if you practice these little routine pieces and stuff like that, and through the summer, or if I have people that have interest, I may break them down into individual little videos. I may have to do that anyway. Probably each one could be a 10-minute video to discuss it. So I think that was probably 35 or 40.